Hey guys, welcome to Cook with Nancy. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this flaky and very easy biscuit and gravy recipe. This is great for this Thanksgiving, great for Christmas, or even regular breakfast. Who doesn't like biscuit and gravy? This is my version of biscuit and gravy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. That way you don't miss on upcoming videos. Let's get started with this delicious gravy and biscuit recipe. To start off, here I have 2.5 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm using self-rising flour. If you're using a regular flour, then you have to add baking soda. I'm adding 1 tablespoon sugar. I'm not going to add salt to this because I'm using salted butter, but if you're using unsalted butter, make sure you add salt as needed. Now I'm going to add at least 1/2 cup of butter that is grated and frozen. Now I'm going to use, you can use hand, you can use the food processor, or you can the flour and butter mixture, the one like I have. And once you mix them, it should be crumbly in texture, like a sand in texture, and when you hold, it should hold the shape. Here I have 1 cup of buttermilk that is nice and cold again. Make sure every ingredient that goes into this recipe has to be nice and cold. Now I'm going to add a little bit at a time and go ahead and bring the dough together. Now we don't want to over mix this dough. We want to just bring them together just to make that shape, hold the shape. Now I've added all the buttermilk into the mixture, and it was exactly 1 cup of buttermilk that I've used. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little flour on the work surface, and I'm going to transfer this dough that I've prepared. Now go ahead and gently flatten it out. We are going to gently roll out the dough around 1/2 inch thickness. If you want, even 1/4 to 1/2 inch thickness would work great, depending on what size of a biscuit you prefer. If you want something really thick, then you might want something 1/2 inch thickness. And if you want something lesser than that, 1/4 inch thickness would work as well. I'm doing 1/2 inch thickness. As you can see, it's nice and thick. And I'm going to continue the same process with the rest of the dough that I have. There's a lot of different ways. You can fold it many times, and you can also cut them, or you just flatten it out straight. Now I have placed them in parchment paper in a baking tray, and my oven is preheated to 350, and I bake this for 20 to 22 minutes. And set it aside. Now in another skillet, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon butter. Now we are going to make the gravy. So to make the gravy, you can use any kind of sausage, breakfast sausage, but I'm going to use pre-cooked sausage that is literally pre-cooked, and I've cut them into small bite pieces. But when it comes to meat, you can add any kind of meat that you like sausages, or you like ground sausage raw, or you can even use bacon. This all will work great. For me, I don't like to add pork, so I'm going to add beef sausage that is pre-cooked, and I'm going to just cook them into this butter just for a couple of minutes, because I want to just brown them and get this flavors into the pan. So what happens when I cook this, there will be some fat that will be released from the sausage that I'm cooking. That's what I'm looking for. So same thing goes with any meat that you're cooking. You want to just cook the meat until you see that fat is released. At that point, you can remove the sausage or any meat that you're cooking. If you're cooking raw meat, make sure it's cooked through completely. Remove the meat out of the pan, leaving the fat behind, because we need that fat to cook the flour mixture to make the base. Now, as you can see, there is some fat left behind, but that's not enough. So I'm going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon butter to it. Same goes with any kind of meat. If you don't have enough fat in it, just go ahead and add some fat into the pan. Now I've added 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, and go ahead and mix them on a medium heat until the flour is well combined into the fat. And we want to make sure there is no raw aroma. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add just a little bit milk out of 1 cup of milk, and just mix them well so that we don't have a big lumps, so it's not very hard to work with. Now I've added the rest of the milk, and I'm going to add a little bit salt and a little bit of pepper. At this point, if you want to even add a dash of hot sauce for a kick, you can definitely add that. Go ahead and whisk them continuously on a medium heat, so without any lumps. As you can see, it's nice and creamy. It's cooked through. There is no raw aroma. How would you know it's cooked through? Take a spoon, and back of the spoon, when you dip the sauce, it should just stick there, and you can see it's cooked through, and it's nice and thick. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the meat. Any meat that you have cooked, you just go and add them at this point. And if you think your mixture is too thick, you can adjust the consistency by adding a little more milk. Now the consistency perfect. I'm going to turn it off, and here is the biscuit that is nice and hot and flaky. I'm going to just cut them into half, and still it's hot. While still hot, I'm going to just add some gravy that we just prepared, and just garnish with little parsley if you prefer to make it look good. And it's done. You can serve this for breakfast. It's so easy recipe. You can make them together in less than 30 minutes. Please don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoy watching. I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, take care guys. Bye.